An amazing day to all. This is Teacher Dan Rogayan, and welcome to another episode of our letter review drill. This is part of our preparation for your upcoming licensure examination for professional teachers for science majorship. And for this episode, we'll be focusing on classical physics. So this will be our review drill number 14. Of course, let us all be reminded of our goal to pass and even top the board licensure examination for professional teachers. All right. So for our review focus, we'll be focusing on physics, as I mentioned, for the sub area, classical physics encompassing thermodynamics, electricity, magnetism, waves, and optics. So based on the enhanced table of specification, here are the learning outcomes. First, demonstrate the relation of heat, work, and temperature to energy, radiation, and physical properties of matter. Second, illustrate the transfer of energy from one place to another and from one form to another. And thirdly, discuss the uses of electromagnetism for motor generators, transformers, X-ray, etc. And lastly, distinguish the characteristics and functions of waves and optics. So these are the learning outcomes under the classical physics. Okay? So based po ito sa enhanced TOS natin. I hope you are also covering these areas, the sub-area for your preparation for your science majorship. All right? So I hope you have your pen and paper with you. Samahan po ninyo ako sa pagsagot ng ating 15 items no, for this particular drill. All right? So I think everybody's ready. So let's start. Item number 1. Which of the following laws of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred or transformed? A, zeroth law, B, first law, C, second law, or letter D, third law. Okay, so what's your answer here? Future top notchers. Okay, of course, now when we talk about the law of conservation of energy, this is actually under the first law of thermodynamics. So letter B is our correct answer. So the first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. Alternatively, some sum it up as a conservation of energy. So the first law of thermodynamics is a statement that energy can be transferred between the system and the surroundings through the transfer of heat or by the performance of mechanical work. Okay, so that's the first law of thermodynamics. Energy remains constant, it transforms but cannot be created or destroyed. While the zeroth law focuses on defining temperature equality. If two bodies are each with a third, they're in equilibrium. While the second law, entropy increases in isolated systems, heat flows from hot to cold. While the third law states that entropy approaches a constant value as temperature approaches absolute zero. So here are the different laws of thermodynamics. Okay. Item number 2, a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field experiences a force. This principle is used in blank. A, transformers, B, electric motors, C, generators, D, capacitors. Okay? Current carrying conductor. Okay? So what principle no, is used in this scenario? Okay? So this principle is used in, when we talk about current carrying conductor, that's correct, it's electric motor. So a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field experiences as a force, and the principle is used in electric motors. So transformers are not correct since this is worked by electromagnetic induction, while electric motors use force on conductor in a magnetic field to create the motion. Generators convert mechanical to electrical energy via induction, while capacitors store charge and no interaction with magnetic fields for motion. So the answer here is electric motors. Okay. Item number 3, when a gas expands in a thermally insulated container, its temperature blank. A increases, B decreases, C remains constant, letter D becomes zero. Okay, so when a gas expands in a thermally insulated container, the temperature, what happens to the temperature? It actually decreases. All right, so letter B is the correct answer. Okay, so this is because when a gas expands in an insulated container, it does work on its surroundings without exchanging the heat. So leading to a decrease in its internal energy and therefore a drop in temperature. So therefore the temperature will decrease. So this process is called an adiabatic expansion. Okay, so the temperature here decreases. Item number 4, which thermodynamic process occurs when gas expands without any heat exchange with its surroundings? Okay, is it A, isothermal, B, adiabatic, C, isobaric, or letter D, isochoric? Okay, so gas expands without any heat exchange with its environment or surrounding. So what the thermodynamic process is that? So what's your answer, future LPT science top-notchers? Of course, that is letter B, adiabatic process. No? So there is without any heat exchange with the environment. So no heat exchange, expansion causes temperature to change. Well, isothermal process is when temperature remains constant but heat exchange occurs. Isobaric pressure remains constant but heat is exchanged, while isochoric volume remains constant. No expansion occurs. Okay, so these are some of the types of our thermodynamic processes. Okay, item number 5, the unit of electric field is blank. A, coulomb, B, Newton per meter, C, volt per meter, D, ampere. Okay, unit of electric field. So what is your answer? When we talk about unit of electric field, of course, this is volt per meter. So letter C is the correct answer, volt per meter. Okay, Coulomb is actually unit of electric charge. So electric charge is Coulomb. Newton per meter, unit of force per distance. Volt per meter, the unit of electric field, defines the electric field strength. No? That's volt per meter. While the ampere is a unit of electric current. Okay, Coulomb is electric charge, ampere is electric current, volt per meter is the unit of electric field. Okay. Next item, on item number 6, what happens to the resistance of a wire if its length is doubled and its cross-sectional area is halved? A, it remains the same. B, it is doubled. C, it is increased 4 times. D, it is reduced to 1/4. Okay. So what happens to the resistance of a wire when this scenario happens? Okay. Of course, the answer here, what's your answer? Future LPTs. That's correct. It is increased 4 times. So the resistance is increased 4 times. So the resistance or R of a wire is given by Ohm's law, and here is the formula, right? So if length is doubled and cross-sectional area is halved, the new resistance is increased by a factor of 4. So this is actually increased 4 times. Okay, so that is on the resistance of a wire. Okay, so item number 7, what is the source of all magnetism? A, moving electric charges, B, static electric charges, C, the alignment of the atomic nuclei, or letter D, mass of the object. Okay, so what is the source of all magnetism? Okay, what is your answer? So of course, the correct answer here is that the moving electric charges. So these are the source of all magnetism. And magnetism originates from moving electric charges such as electrons in motion. Okay, and is explained by Ampere's circuital law and electromagnetism, where electric current or spinning electrons generate the magnetic field. So again, this is moving electrical charges. Okay. Item number 8, which physical property of a material determines its ability to conduct heat? A, specific heat capacity, B, thermal conductivity, C, latent heat, D, coefficient of expansion. So which physical property of a material determines its ability to conduct heat, right? So what's your answer here, future LPTs? Okay, so the answer here is, of course, thermal conductivity, right? Ability to conduct heat. Okay, so specific heat capacity determines how much heat a material can store. So that's heat capacity. While thermal conductivity, as mentioned, measures how well a material transfers heat or conducts heat. Latent heat is related to phase changes, while the coefficient of expansion describes how a material expands with heat. All right, so the answer here is thermal conductivity. All right, item number 9, the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction is described by A. Ohm's law, B. Faraday's law, C. Lenz's law, D. Kirchhoff's law. Okay, electromagnetic induction. Okay, so when we talk about electromagnetic induction, this is of course under the Faraday's law. So letter B is the correct answer. It's the Faraday's law. So for Ohm's law, it relates to voltage, current, and resistance, while the Faraday's law defines how a changing magnetic field induces the electromotive force or the EMF. While the Lenz's law states the direction of induced current, while the Kirchhoff's law governs current and voltage in circuit naman. So these are some of the laws now we have in physics. Okay. Item number 10, which property of waves is responsible for the bending of waves around obstacles? So bending of waves. A, reflection, B, refraction, C, diffraction, D, interference. Okay, bending of waves around obstacles. So, okay, so what is our answer for that? What's your answer here? Future top notcher, of course, that is letter C. That is diffraction. So the bending of waves around obstacles is diffraction. Okay. So diffraction causes waves to bend around obstacles and spread out. While reflection, waves bounces off a surface but do not bend around obstacles. While refraction, waves change direction when passing through different media. No? So example, no, a pencil, it looks like looks like broken, no, when you put it in water, no, due to the density, no, of that particular medium. Okay, while the inference occurs when two waves overlap, affecting the amplitude. So that's now naman for interference. Okay, so the answer here is diffraction. Okay. Item number 11, what happens when a wave passes from a less dense medium to a more dense medium? A, its speed increases. B, its wavelength increases. C, its frequency decreases. Or letter D, its direction changes. Okay, so what happens when a wave passes from a less dense medium to a more dense one? Okay, so here, of course, our answer here is letter D. Its direction changes. So magbabago yung direction. So when a wave passes from a less dense medium like that of the air to a more dense medium like water or glass, refraction occurs, okay, due to a change in speed. So the wave slows down and bends towards the normal due to the change in the medium. Okay, so that is refraction. Okay, so the direction actually changes. Okay, so why not speed increases? No, remember that speed decreases in a denser medium. Wavelength increases, it's not, because wavelength decreases as speed decreases. And frequency decreases, it's not also, because frequency remains constant. Only speed and the wavelength change. All right, so kindly take note of that. Okay, item number 12, which of the following is not a characteristics of electromagnetic waves? A, they require a medium to propagate. B, they travel at the speed of light in the vacuum. C, they exhibit wave-particle duality. Or letter D, they can be polarized. Not a characteristics of EM waves or electromagnetic waves. Okay, so what is your answer there? Teacher top notchers. All right. All right, of course, that's correct. Letter A, they require a medium to propagate. So this is not a characteristic of electromagnetic waves. Okay, remember that they require a medium to propagate. EM waves do not need a medium, unlike sound waves. While it's true that they travel at the speed of light in a vacuum, EM waves move at 3 times 10 to the 8 power meter per seconds in a vacuum. They also exhibit wave-particle duality. This is a true statement because EM waves behave as both waves and particles or photons. They can also be polarized because EM waves can be filtered to oscillate in a single plane. So all of these are characteristics of EM waves, except with that it requires a medium to propagate. Okay, it doesn't need a medium. All right. Item number 13, when two bodies are in thermal equilibrium, they have the same blank. A, heat capacity, B, internal energy, C, temperature, D, mass. So what is your answer? All right, so what's your answer? Feature top notchers. Okay, of course. Now, when we talk about two bodies are in thermal equilibrium, so they actually have the same temperature. So the answer here is letter C. Okay, item number up. Before we go there, no, before we go to item number 14. So heat capacity, no, can be different, and equilibrium does not depend on it. While the internal energy can differ, no, it depends on mass and material properties. While temperature, thermal equilibrium means equal temperatures. And lastly, mass, irrelevant to thermal equilibrium, bodies can have different masses. Okay, please take note of that. All right, item number 14, the SI unit of magnetic flux is blank. A Weber, B Tesla, C ampere meter, D Gauss. Okay, so what is the unit of SI unit of magnetic flux? All right, so what's your answer? Feature top notchers. So for the magnetic flux, of course, that is letter A, Weber. Okay, so Weber is the SI unit of magnetic flux, while Tesla is the unit of magnetic field strength. Okay, ampere meter used in magnetization concepts, while Gauss is a non-SI unit of magnetic field strength is equivalent to 1 Tesla is equivalent to 10,000 Gauss. All right, so Weber here is the magnetic flux. Okay. Item number 15, last number, the ability of a lens or mirror to bend light and bring it to a focus is described by A, focal length, B, magnification, C, refraction index, or letter D, optical density. So what's the ability of a lens or mirror to bend light and bring it to a focus? So what is that? Future LPT top notchers. All right. Of course, this is letter A, focal length. Okay, so the answer here is focal length. So focal length determines how strongly a lens or mirror bends light to a focus, while magnification actually describes image size relative to the object. Refraction index, on the other hand, measures how much light bends when entering a new medium, while the optical density is related to light speed in a material. All right. So I think that ends our 15 item drill for classical physics, no? Laban, papasa tayo, keep fighting future LPTs. Okay, patuloy po tayong maghanda, no? Prior to the board exam. So ilang araw na lang po. So if you haven't watched our previous episode for our science majorship review, you can actually check in our YouTube channel, Teacher Dan Rogayan, no, and hopefully we'll be able to upload more drills like this to help our future LPTs ace and top the board exam. Okay, maraming salamat po and till our next video.